Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here to talk about Married at First Sight. Season 20, we are on episode 2, y'all. I'm only on episode 2. I saw they dropped episode 3, but please check back with me in another day or two. I will have up episode 3 review uploaded, but right now we are talking about the show Married at First Sight, season 20, episode 2. And all I got to say is, Nikki, girl, don't be rude. Don't be rude. This is unnecessary. Where is Kevin Samuels when you need him? Now, if Kevin Samuels was still alive, he would be eating Nikki alive. Hear me straight. Nikki, I thought she was HR trained because that response when you got up there to the altar, like I said, I'm only on episode 2, so I haven't even gotten into the wedding. I know it's going to get worse. I could already tell by her first facial expression and what she said when she said, "What am I supposed to do? Stand up here until you bring my groom up here or whatever?" Girl, he is there. He's standing right in front of you. Can't you see him? What was she thinking he was? A statue? Don't be rude, Nikki. This is rude. This is rude. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I don't really know what Nikki was expecting because sure she didn't want a man who was only 5'6", but there are plenty of other men on this show that aren't 5'6", and guess what? Nikki wouldn't have wanted any of them either. Nope, because they don't make the kind of money she wants them to make, or whatever kind of reason. She wouldn't have took Mecca. She wouldn't have took Felipe. She wouldn't like Cameron. She wouldn't like Adam. So I think the experts did good. Nikki's list of things she wants is very long, very very long, and the thing she had to give up was the height. The height. Let's see if she can give it up. Nikki, 46 years old, y'all. What was she thinking? That there's a man sitting around for 50 years waiting for Nikki to decide that she's ready to get married, and that man didn't have no life before her. He didn't have no kids, no marriages, no nothing, no calamities. He was just been staying nice and pristine in a little glass box, waiting for Nikki to finish her career and come along at 46 and decide, I'm ready to break the box open for my Prince Charming and have babies. I like Sean. He seemed personable. He seemed fun. He's smart. He said he's smart. He's flirty. He's sociable. College VP. He made good money. He said he this close away becoming the president of a university. And Nikki up here being mean. Nikki says she an HR professional, but nothing about her reaction was politically correct. Nothing. Nothing. I know she gave us this whole speech that the reason why she hasn't found love sooner is because she prioritized her career. No, girl, you're rude. That's why. You're rude. Because it ain't like you work 24 hours, 7 days a week. You meet people. You've met people all along your journey, Nikki. But what I believe is you're rude. I believe you are arrogant and stuck. I believe a lot of things. I'm already not liking Nikki. I really am. I hope she turns it around. Like I said, I'm only on episode 2. Hopefully by episode 3 or 4, she can turn it around. Sean said he was a valedictorian. He said he spent a lot of time trying to be perfect, right? Yeah, what's taking you so long to get to the altar? You tried all this time to be perfect. So does that mean you're judgmental too? Why couldn't you have found a bride sooner, Dr. Sean Best? That's another thing I'm wondering. Why couldn't you have found a bride sooner? A lot of times people are so judgmental, so critical that no one measures up to their standards. So although I'm giving Nikki a hard time because she was the one that said that rude comment about what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and wait until you bring my husband or my groom to me. I thought that was rude when he was standing there right there in front of you. I also got to ask Sean, what took you so long? Who knows? Maybe they both will be such an overachiever, but at least he was politically correct. He thought she was pretty. He said he's a go-getter. He's a high achiever. He says he knows he waited too long to possibly have children with a woman naturally. Maybe she's a little bit older. So he said he's willing to adopt. He's open. He's flexible. He says, but he does want children. I hope Nikki is flexible. Because once you reach older, you got to become flexible. You do. You have to become flexible. He says, I like taller women. Well, of course you do. You've had to get used to taller women because you're on the short side. You may be on the high side when it comes to how much money you make. You in the top tier. You in the top, whatever, 10%. Or as Dr. Brunson or Paul Brunson told us, you in the top 1%, 2%, if you making that kind of money. So he says, I like women with long legs. He says, when I was younger, I was sexually deprived, but I grew into my sexuality. And at 29 years, that's when I discovered what I really, really like. And he says, I like tall women. The legs. I love the legs. So right now, I'm really liking Sean. I'm hopeful for him. Nikki says she's a sapiosexual. That's what she says. She's attracted to intellect, the mind. Well, she's got a darn near university president. He got to be cerebral. He's got to be intelligent. He even said he likes boss energy, right? So all that energy that Nikki might bring to the table, he said he's ready for it. It's what he wants. Really? I mean, honestly, I agree with the experts on paper. On paper, they're a good match. The only thing that's not lining up is the height. And honestly, I guess I don't even know if that's the only thing that's not adding up, because I don't even know if she likes his face, his facial look physically. But the look on her face, she said it wasn't good. It wasn't good. When Paul Brunson asked her, can you come down from that salary, from that 250, 350 range? And she said, well, I'm willing to come down to 200,000. What I'm wondering is, Nikki, on your road to making 350, by the way, congratulations. That's phenomenal. On the road to 350, did you ever once think of what would have happened if you would have gotten with a guy that at the time you weren't at 250, let's say you was at 100, and you got with a 100K man, but yet he kind of stayed hovering around the 100 mark, but you continue to soar to 250. I wonder if Nikki would have divorced him. What is that? Does he have to match you dollar for dollar? Even that friend of hers, when they showed a gift coming from a Sean Best, her friend was over there in the corner saying, it can't be nothing less than Nordstrom, because she don't shop at nothing less than Nordstrom. Girl, Nordstrom is darn near going out of business. What you talking about? I don't know. It's just giving me vibes that I think Nikki's issues in the dating world aren't really about her quest for a good career. I think that's convenient to say that she wasn't focused on it. I don't think so. I think you were focused on it, but you probably didn't find anyone that you liked, and people didn't find one you. I think Nikki's rude. I think she's condescending. I think I'm gonna have a problem with Nikki, but I hope not. Like I said last episode, we have the right to reserve judgment. So we shall see. So we got to see that new couple, but let's swing on back to couple we saw last week. And I'm gonna move on back up to I'll go with Felipe and Tori. That's what I'll talk about next. And if y'all remember on my episode 1, I was giving this couple a try, right? I was giving this couple a try. I was trying to say that everybody's thinking that Felipe is going to be the wild card. He's going to be the one that's not ready for marriage. And I was saying, I don't think so. I think I got to keep my eye on Tori. I got to see if she really likes him. And I'm going to say this episode, Tori, you starting to make me a believer. I hope it's real, Tori. I hope it's real. I hope it's not a whole lot of Botox, wrestling filler. I hope it's not a whole lot of that. I hope what I'm seeing is real, because this episode, I feel good. I feel like you really liked him. His family is loving you. He's loving on you. His family says wonderful things about himself. This is a kind man. This is a caring man. This is a man who wants love. I could tell. He's going to work hard for you, Tori. He's going to work hard for you. So what I really, really hope is that Tori is bringing the real. She's not being fake. And if she's bringing the real, Just like I said on my first video, I'm rooting for this couple. I can see it working. My only caveat that was out there was if she didn't like him. And this episode, I didn't see any part of her that like she was getting the cringe factor or the ick factor. She seemed to be leaning into it. She seemed to be embracing it. She was hugging that mother. That mother was so happy for her son. And they both seemed like they liked dancing and having fun and laughing. And it looked good. It looked good. So I'm still feeling good about them until something happens. Until something happens. But right now, I am feeling good about Tori and Felipe. So far, so good. I just hope it stays true, Tori. I really, really hope it stays true. But you know who I'm gonna switch over to, who I'm still disappointed in? That daddy. Worst dad ever. Mecca. Mecca's daddy is the worst dad ever. Last week I was saying how that father spends a whole lot of time putting his son down. He talked about him when he first came in, his son was getting dressed. He talked about him then. Then he made his son feel insecure, talking about if she kisses you on the cheek, that's weak, right? He tried to shake his son's confidence in a moment where he's already feeling maybe vulnerable. He's maybe feeling some anxiety. He may be feeling scared. And that father went in there and planted more doubt, right? Last week, his father was telling him, yeah, you're not no good communicator. That's because you don't have any self-confidence. And maybe we thought it was going to get better, but it got worse. Because next thing you know, we at the reception, the wedding reception, and he's running around asking Belle Jolie, what do you think of my son? And it wasn't even if he was trying to fish for something good. Honestly, I felt like he was fishing for something negative. I don't even think he was trying to listen to anything good, but he was waiting, hoping, and I'm going to say hoping, that she would say something negative about his own son. And when she gave him a 9, he said, what do you rank him or whatever? She said, I give him a 9 or a 10, 8 or a 9, whatever it is. It was a high mark. That father was astonished. He didn't say good, because that's what I think too about my son. He was like, what? That high? I don't like that father. He does a lot of damage to Mecca mentally. Like I said, Mecca needs to quit that family business and start creating some room in between him and his daddy so that he can heal. Because Mecca's wounded. He's got to be wounded. Who would not be wounded with a father like that? I know Mecca had these nails painted. I don't know what that means. I'm too far out of the generation. Back in my day, that would have meant that you're queer, but maybe now it's just a form of self-expression. I have no idea. They're both creative. So Belle Jolie, maybe she doesn't mind it because she's creative. He's creative. I guess that's what it means. I guess it means I'm creative. But we find out that the father is a principal of, high school principal. You mean to tell me this man is in charge of children's growth, mindsets, maturity, adulthood, entering the world? Who would ever want their child under the leadership of this man? This man is damaging. It was supposed to have been a toast to the bride and groom, and Mecca's father turned it into a roast. He turned it from a toast to a roast. And he talked about that son so bad, about first you wanted to be a track star, then a basketball star, and then an FBI agent. And then you didn't make the boys basketball team, so you went over there to the girls basketball to be a practice player. You didn't even make the team. Then you wanted to be a boxer, but you lost all your matches. Where are we going with this? Daddy Zero. Daddy Zero, the worst dad ever. Give him the award. Give him the award. And he says, then I thought, okay, you're about to get to say something else. He says, all of those things doesn't matter. But I never thought you'd be a husband first. Ugh. Worst dad ever. And I don't know, as much as Mecca wants to laugh, and as Belle Jolie's mother said, be goofy, that's to cover up the pain. Mecca sits up there and laughs through all the pain because this is hurtful. This is very, very hurtful. And so we got one person in this relationship who is constantly beat down by his father, who probably diminishes his self-esteem. And then you have Bill Jolie's mother telling the story of how we shall overcome, like a Martin Luther King story. She's been through all these things, but she overcame it. We shall overcome. And I'm thinking to myself, how are these two going to help each other? I don't think they can. I think, like I said last time, they got 6 jobs between the two of them. I don't think there's enough in the tank to help these two with their individual childhood traumas. It's gonna smother, it's gonna drown the relationship. Their individual problems are gonna suffocate the relationship. I mean, Mecca's alone was suffocated. It don't even matter how much Beljolie has. Mecca's problems alone with this daddy who's not even in his past, he's his present, and it's constant, will destroy the relationship because that father, I don't know why he's intent on destroying his son. It's kind of really sad to watch. Like I said, who takes a wedding toast and turns it into a wedding roast? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But talk about another weird moment at a wedding. Adam. Adam, who was you playing that piano for? You or for your bride? It was for you. It was for you. Adam is not interested in Marissa. He already thinks she's a drunk. That's the reason why they never connected after that bar. Like I said, second chances never work. No. There was a reason he didn't call her, because she was probably drunk doing fireball shots. And just like now, her friend's saying, well, I hope you love tequila shots. He's not interested. And what's sad about it is Adam, I don't think, is just gonna walk away. He gonna try to make this girl feel horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Like I said last week, he's giving me really narcissistic vibes. Even in his vows, he says, I want a bride that we're vibing to the max. Once again, that's all for him. It's nothing about what I want to bring into your life, what I want to give to you, how I want to love you, how I want to support you. It's about a person coming in his life so they can vibe with him, do what he wants to do, all this other kind of stuff. He gave her a big old juicy kiss though afterwards. He sure did. And they walked down that aisle and came back. He didn't even hold her hand. His arm was just limp on the side. He didn't hold it like this. He didn't hold her hand. Nothing. He's just there to be there. Adam's horrible. I don't even know how he was chosen. Not at all. I really don't know how he was chosen. He let her know that he doesn't even drink. She said, I remember you. We met. You had on a tank top. A bro tank top. And he said he doesn't drink. She says, oh my goodness, this is going to be a problem. She said, ain't none of your parents here? No one is here for you? Girl, not his parents, not his sister, barely any friends, no one. No co-workers, no one is here for Adam. That ought to tell you something. That alone. He talking about red flags because she's drinking cinnamon whiskey fireball. You are a walking red flag, Adam. I don't know what you're talking about. But Marissa says she's loyal, she's faithful, she's strong, she's smart. She can wrestle with people at bars. He didn't like that either. He don't like nothing about her. Let's be real. But you know what? He is a user, just like he strung that other lady along. He gonna sleep with her though. He is gonna sleep with her. He gonna use her for sexual comfort. But in the end, he's not gonna stay married to her. And she's not gonna want to stay married to him. He's a weirdo. When he was playing all that concerto, Beethoven, whatever he was playing, he was killing my buzz. I know he was killing Marissa and her friends' fireball buzz because he was killing my buzz. And not only did he play one song, he played 2 songs, right? And he played the whole song, not even a reel, not even a 30-second, 1-minute reel, the whole song, all so we could look at him. Him. Get him off my screen. He's a horrible mate. I don't even know why they chose him. What for? But what else happened? We also got to see the new couple, Nikki and Courtney. Nick and Courtney. Find out Nick is a serial entrepreneur, a serial reality TV star. He been on 6 reality TV shows. And not just couple shows, not just dating shows. He's also been in some uh, RuPaul drag races. Was he dressed up? Or was he like an extra or something? Because he's giving non-serious, which is going to be a problem because Nikki's real serious. You better watch out. She might punch him in the face with one of them muscle arms. She says she an ex-bodybuilder, or is she one now? Her whole family is an ex-bodybuilder. She better be careful. He better be careful before he gets punched in the face. She said, well, I'm impressed. You went to MIT. Girl, I think he went there on a scholarship. I don't think it was an academic scholarship. I think it was a sports scholarship, right? Because I don't know. Is real smart, or is anyone here getting real smart from Courtney? I'm not getting real smart MIT vibes. I went to MIT on a sports scholarship, and then I got a degree from there because I was there, but I'm not getting smart and intelligent. I'm really not. And poor Nikki, she's over here. When he told her his friends were being messy and brought up that he was on the RuPaul drag show, she said, oh yeah, my family, we love cars. We love race cars. And they go, no, nothing. This wasn't a race for cars. This was a race for queens. She was like, say what now? What, who? She told y'all she was conservative. You know, they asked her, what do you mean conservative? She says, I believe in the right to choose. She didn't know nothing about January 6th, right? But where do you think she falls on the spectrum of him being on the show, RuPaul drag show? She like, I ain't that liberal. She is not that liberal. And I know Nick classified himself as conservative, but when they asked him, well, what are you conservative about? He couldn't really tell you. It's like he's just saying he wants to be part of a fraternity, but he really don't know what the fraternity is about. All I know is that's the one that they talk about a lot, so I want to be a part of that one. But he don't know what they about, nothing at all. Courtney says, I can't imagine being no liberal, especially when it comes to finances, not in this day and age. This day and age, prices is high, gas is high, food is high, rent is high, interest rates are high. At this rate, who can be liberal enough to give money to somebody else? She says, I'm conservative when it comes to my money. Other stuff, maybe I'm liberal, but when it comes to money, I am conservative. That's what she's trying to tell everybody. But they both say they're lonely. They both say that they've really been lonely out here in the world, and they both want someone to call their own. And she's very unfiltered. And if he's been on a lot of reality TV shows, he's probably fake. How that gonna work? An unfiltered person who likes to spit the truth straight at you, and another person who likes to live in fantasy on reality TV shows. This is a disaster waiting to happen. But we ain't gotta wait much longer because it's here already. This is not gonna work. Not at all. Sorry. It's not gonna work. I feel more sorry for Courtney getting Nick than I do about Nikki getting Sean. I don't even care that they gave Sean to Nikki, even though she did say she wanted a 6-foot person. Because, like I said, I think she's rude. So, but when it comes to Courtney and Nick, I feel sorry for Courtney because I think she came here for all the right reasons. And Nick, I don't think he's here for the right reasons. I think he likes the spotlight. I think he likes to stay relevant. Like his friend said, he likes the spotlight. He's addicted to it. And it looks like he'll do anything to continue with it. They shouldn't even allow him on this show. Y'all's messy, Paul Brunson. Now that we got, Men at First Sight was messy on Lifetime. It's just as messy here on Peacock too. Messy, right? But we also got to meet one more couple, Cameron and Michelle. Guess what, y'all? I'm liking these two. I'm going to give them a thumbs up. I'm going to keep them in the running that they will make it towards the end. Michelle's 34. She's a program manager. She's Vietnamese. She says she comes from a family of immigrants. Was it just me, or did Cameron's sister look like she was also of Asian descent? Possibly adoption? Maybe. I'm not for sure. But they look different. She looked like she had Asian descent in her. But Cam is a basketball coach in a community college. And Michelle says she wanted her a tall man. Well, you got one girl so tall that he darn near has to get on his knees to kiss you. But I feel the energy of Michelle. Like she's going to try hard. And I think Cam, the story he told is the story that I think he wants. I think he wants the wife who's going to come to his games and cheer his teams on. And like he said, brings the juice box and the snacks for halftime. I think he wants that life. You know, I'm a little afraid that he's never been in a long-term relationship at his age. How old is he? I don't know. She's 34. Never, ever. What stopped that, Cam? What stopped that? He said it's because when he asked other people for commitment, the women think, oh, I don't want no commitment. I just want to sit out here and play it. You hear that a lot nowadays. People think every woman wants to get married. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. More and more women are choosing, making the choice that it's not what they want for their life. So the idea that Cam is saying it's been more difficult to find a woman who wants to settle down, I believe him because we hear it. We hear a lot of women say that's not what they want for their life. And then you have on the flip side, you have Michelle saying the opposite. She can't find men who want to settle down. Now, Cameron's friends did say that at one time he wouldn't even recommend Cameron for a job because he felt he was too immature. So maybe women didn't want to settle down with Cameron because he was immature. Maybe although he wanted to settle down, no one felt that he was settled down material. So the question is, has he grown enough where now he's mature enough to handle a committed relationship like marriage? That's what I'm wondering. Is he? Remember last time on Married at First Sight, we had that tall basketball player. He ended up being quite a dweeb. Treated that girl horribly. Horribly. I sure hope Cameron, the basketball player, the overseas basketball player, doesn't end up turning out to be a dweeb. Michelle said she had the wherewithal to freeze her eggs when she was only 26 years old. She said, I didn't know what was going to happen. I took matters into my own hands. They said I had fibroids and I didn't want that to ruin my chances of having a baby, so I froze my eggs. So here she is with Cameron. Like I said, the only part that worries me about Cameron is that I haven't been in a long-term relationship ever. That's a red flag. A red flag. But I like the letter that Michelle's dad wrote to her. It was sweet. That's how you do it. That's how that father did it right. You know, when you're not going to show up for your daughter's wedding because you're camera shy and you don't want to be here, send a letter. Let the people know you support your daughter, right? We get you don't want to be on camera. We get that. But I don't get like what Adam's family did. We ain't going to send you no letter, no text, no message, via message in a bottle, nothing. We don't care about you, nothing. That's a whole nother thing. I liked what Michelle's father did. Write her a nice, sweet letter and says, although I'm worried for you and I love you, I trust you. I really do trust you. But they look like they are attracted to each other. So that goes well because you're going to need physical attraction. So that's really good. And I'll have to watch episode 3 to see what happens. But so far, I'm still a thumbs down on Adam and Marissa. Don't see it happening. I'm going to still stay in the game with Cameron and Michelle. I'm going to say no for Mecca and Jolie. It's just not going to be able to make it. It's too much. Too much. I'm going to say no to Nikki and Sean. But what I hope this show does for Sean is I hope it brings him the wife that he wants, right? He finally got here. He took a long time. He took too long to choose a bride, but he finally got here. And unfortunately, I don't think Nikki's going to be able to make the adjustment. She's going to hold out for everything. She's going to hold out for everything. And don't no one tell me about why should successful black women have to settle? Because then you would be talking about all these women on here. Every woman on here is being asked to settle. Every man on here is being asked to settle. So instead of you asking me, why does a professional black woman like Nikki who makes $300,000 have to settle? My answer to everyone is going to be, well, why shouldn't she settle when everyone else is too? That's more of the question. Why shouldn't she have to? Because everybody else is. So that's my answer to all of you. And then I'm going to still stay in the ring with Felipe and Tori because so far Tori's doing all the right things. She's saying all the right stuff. She's making all the right moves. So if it's fake, I'm feeling the fakeness right now. I'm with you, Tori, but I hope it lasts. I really hope it lasts. But anyway, that's all I got, y'all. I'm going to watch episode 3, and I hope y'all will come back and watch it with me. Talk to y'all later. Bye.